Hello, you're welcome to Fininvest Niger. My name is Tom Princeville. I'm a certified securities and investment specialist, and I've been investing for the past 20 years, 2 decades in the Nigerian stock market. In the course of this presentation, I would like to carry out a fundamental analysis of a rather controversial company of recent, actually, and that is Zichis Agro-allied Industries and PLC, Zichis Agro-allied Industries PLC. We want to see how we could fundamentally analyze the company's balance sheets, its income statement, as well as the cash flow statements to determine precisely the company's suitability for for your portfolio as an investor. So, luckily, the company released its final year audited result for 2025, and we want to highlight the components of this result, and the result actually is quite impressive. And so let us go right into it. This is the company's revenue. Actually, the company generated an impressive 133.8% increase in revenue. That is, the revenue more than doubled. All right, 133.8% in revenue from 288.988 million, 288.988 million to 675.616 million, 675.616 million naira. You could imagine this level of growth, quite impressive actually, almost like more than doubled the revenue for this particular period. And now we want to consider the company's gross profit. The gross profit also is quite impressive. It's been long I came across this level of growth in gross profit. The company grew its gross profit by 241.50%, 241.50% from 135.525 million naira, 135.525 million naira to 462.809 million, 462.809 million. This is quite fantastic. It's mind blowing actually. I'm so excited about the performance of this company. And for the profit before tax, there was a whooping increase of about 420%. All right, from 69.937 million naira, 69.937 million naira to 364.214 million, 364.214 million naira, approximately from 70 million to about 360 million naira. It's it's a tremendous feat the company has recorded actually. So now I want to consider the company's profit after tax. For the profit after tax, the company generated an increment of about 478.50%, 478.50%. So the after-tax profit grew from 56.711 million, 56.711 million to as high as 328.062 million naira. Look at this level of growth. That's about almost like times 5. All right, this is times 4. This is times 3. is almost doubled, more than doubled. You could observe this level of growth, in the company. We now want to look at its total comprehensive income. For the total comprehensive income, this is wonderful. It grew by more than 1,000%. All right, 1,918%, from 16.757 million naira to 328.062 million naira. All right. We now come to the company's earnings per share. The earnings per share grew from 10 naira, or rather 10 kubu, all right, from 10 kubu to 55 kubu. 10 kubu to 55 kubu. That's representing a growth rate, a percentage growth rate of 450%. All right, this is times 5. All right, it grew by 5 times 5. This is a very, a high level of growth because of the increment in all other parameters you could observe on the table here. Now the company share price is 17 naira 36 kubu. There's nothing here because the company is newly listed. There's no price figure for the audited result 2024. This is empty, it's newly listed, and the company has a current share price of 17 naira 36 kubu. Although the company is currently under suspension, if not for that, the price will have gone beyond this. So they are still trying to show they can sort themselves out with the exchange. This particular suspicion of illegality or inappropriate conduct somewhere along the line. But that isn't for this video. Okay, we just want to concentrate on the company's financials and the figures the company reported so far in the audited results of this particular company. So we are through with this segment of the profit and loss figures for the company. We now want to talk about the company's balance sheet as well as its cash flow statements. So for this particular section of our analysis, this section represents the balance sheet as well as the cash flow statement. It is compressed into something that could be easily, understandable, could be easily understood by whoever is watching this. So we start with the company's shares outstanding. It has a share outstanding of about 600 million shares. 600 million shares. And this is the market capitalization, all right, 10.42 billion. So you obtain this by multiplying, the shares outstanding by the company's share price. So 17 naira 36 kubu times 600 times 600 million will give you 10.42 billion naira. Okay, then for the equity represents the difference between the company's total assets, and its total liabilities. When you subtract the liabilities from the assets of the company, you will arrive at 1.23 billion. Is something as the company shareholder fund. So it has a very strong balance sheet. All right, despite the turnover of less than 1 billion naira, you're having, a shareholder value of 1 billion naira. That's something quite impressive, actually. And so we want to consider the company's equity per share. Okay, we divide this particular value by the number of shares outstanding, and I will give you 2 naira 5 kubu. 2 naira 5 kubu. All right, and so you compare this. This is the company's book value per share. So compare this to this. Discover that the difference is somewhat is big. You subtract 17 from 2. So the difference there is big, is considerable. That's why the company is considered expensive. Okay, assuming you had a lower figure, the company could be considered cheap. But with a bigger figure, when you subtract 17 from 2, you discover that you'll be having about 15. So it's a bigger figure, which connotes the fact that the company is somewhat expensive. So we now talk about the company's cash position, cash equivalent, cash, at hand and cash in the bank. It has a cash position of 17.47 billion naira. 17.47 billion naira is a bigger cash position. It has a stronger cash position, excellent cash management. And so the company could buy back share and embark on, emergency expenditure kind of, without having to resort to expensive bank borrowing from the bank at a relatively high interest rate. Okay, so before we come to the PE ratio, the company proposed, a dividends. These are the proposed dividends here. It's allocating 120 million naira for the payment of dividends. 120 million naira for proposed dividends. So if you divide this particular figure, 120 million, by the shares outstanding, which is 600 million, we are going to arrive at 0.20. That's this 20. That is 20 kobo. So the company wants to pay a dividend of 20 kobo per share. All right. So we want to relate this particular figure, the dividend per share, with the earnings per share here. All right. This is what determines dividend. The company cannot pay, dividend that is beyond its earnings per share. The earnings per share here is 55 kobo, and it's paying a dividend of what? Of 20 kobo. Almost half, about half of the company's earnings per share is going to be paid out as dividends. All right, that's quite impressive. Okay, and so what is my thought about this company? If not for the fact that there's a controversy surrounding it, okay, this company is a buy. You could buy this company, conveniently go to rest, and it will generate profit for you. Look at the increase in the earnings per share here. Look at the increment indicated in this section of the table. Fantastic, impressive, excellent level of increment in the different parameters we've just highlighted, the different entries we've just highlighted. This is an excellent company. So whenever they resolve their matter with the exchange, with the government, we could talk about, investing in this agro-allied industry. That's my take on the company here. Okay, if you feel that you could invest in it, you have the desire, you like the company, whenever their matter with the government is resolved, you could go ahead and buy this particular company. Make it a tiny portion of your portfolio if you so wish. All right, so that's all about the company. I want to talk about my portfolio management service I offer to my clients. You are an investor, maybe a new investor or an existing investor. You want to maximize your portfolio, the yield, of your portfolio. I recommend stocks for those who are interested. Help them manage their portfolio, and rebalance, strategize, and optimize their portfolio for better returns. And so if you are interested, please, you could contact me. Stop losing money in the market. It's not necessary. All right. Key into this particular program and let me offer my little knowledge to you so that you can be profitable in the market in the long run. You could contact me and let's see how we can work together. All right. So please like this video, subscribe to this channel. All right, and then share this with the people around you so that you can, have the video can have a wider reach, and then help people to be able to learn enough to be interested in investing in the Nigerian stock market. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to also consider other videos in my channel as well.